Concert, which we'll start with, are mostly 4th and 5th graders. The thing that they all share in common is that they did not know how to play an instrument in August and for most of October. A little bit about me. I'm from Raleigh, North Carolina. I lived there 21 days before I met your kids for instruction. So I flew out here, got an apartment, did a whole bunch of things in 21 days and recruited a little bit late. As a result, I wanted to thank Mr. Thomas Newton, who's the principal here. I was finding difficulties scheduling our concert in one of our 5 schools, and he showed up in the middle of the year, ex-trombone player, and said, yes, we can do our concert here. So I wanted to thank him. And the assistant principal for this school, Megan Getz, is a music educator and has been for many, many years. This year has been my first year teaching beginning band, so anytime I needed help, I asked her for help. She helped me out. It was great. I wanted to show you some of the things that we do in class. How do we get 4th graders with only 90 minutes a week to a band concert? So, everyone's gonna put their feet flat on the floor. And if you're confused about what to do, look at your student. They'll tell you what to do. Your knees are gonna be right above your ankles, and we're gonna make sure our shoulders are above our hips, so we've got good posture. Now, sometimes our students in school aren't exactly feeling like doing band, but they still do it anyway, and so too will you. Everyone sit up nice and straight, okay? Take your hand, and our mouth is gonna make an O shape, kind of big, O. Okay, put it up to your mouth like this, and we're gonna inhale. You should hear a sound. Give it a try. Okay, then you're gonna have your hand in front of your face and make a small little hole and exhale cold, fast air. Okay, there's lots of kinds of breathing, running, swimming, yogas, Pilates, martial arts, whatever it may be. Band has breathing too. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna breathe in for 4 counts, and we're gonna breathe out for 4 counts. And you're gonna follow your students and me while we do this. 1, 2, we're breathing in first. 1, 2, ready, breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now, a couple of things I remind them of. 1, take in all the air you possibly can in 4 counts. Get all the air out you possibly can in 4 counts. And try to fill up from the bottom to the top like you're a water bottle. See how that feels for you. Try one more time. 1, 2, ready, and in. All the air out. So this is where we start, just by breathing. The next thing we do is we put our instruments together and we make some preliminary sounds on our instruments. Flutes. Keep your head joints off your flutes. Okay, we'll cover the end. We'll play that low noise. Plenty of flute sounds. 1, 2, ready, and. This is a head joint sound. We work on this sound to make sure that the flute aperture in their face is creating good tone. Then they just need to worry about their fingers, which is no small task, but it still reduces some issues. Clarinets. Take off the mouthpiece from the barrel, not the whole mouthpiece, but the barrel part. Okay, not saxophone, so we can do that. But it's a similar sound. All right, play that thing. You're gonna hear a good squeak. 1, 2, ready, and. You'll notice while there's a little bit of intonation, they are playing generally the same note, and that's what we look for. Brass. Take those mouthpieces off. Okay, we also buzz into our brass mouthpiece. We do all kinds of different exercises with rhythm, sirens. I'll have you see what that sound is. Ready, 2, ready, and. And then we put them on our instruments and we try to make a sound. Flutes, bells, trombone, B flat, clarinets, trumpet, C, saxophone, G. Play it, hold it, and I'll cut you off. Let's see what we sound like there. 1, 2, ready, and. And that's generally our 4th grade band sound after about 9 weeks. I forget things. Okay, our first tune of the day, Mary Had a Little Lamb. Pretty simple 5-note tune. What they have to do is simply be able to play it together, is our task. Ready? Okay, instruments on our laps. I don't have a podium, so we do things a little bit differently, that's okay. Okay, Mary Had a Little Lamb. 1, 2, ready. heard your beginners playing at home with lots of squeaks and squawks you can't hear, that is okay. We like squeaks and weird sounds. It means that they're trying to play their instruments as well as they can. Sometimes in class I like to teach them rhythms. We'll count the rhythms, we'll clap the rhythms. I'll show you how that goes now. I go, then you go. 1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, and 3, 4.
1, 2, and 3, 4.
I've never tried it with all of them together before. All the things that they've demonstrated they did not know they were going to do, but they do them in class, so I figured it would work out just fine. The next thing we do in class is recognizing notes on the paper. A musical staff has 5 lines and 4 spaces in between them. So the students have to look at the paper, know the corresponding alphabet between A and G, put down the right set of fingers on their instrument, make the right thing happen with their face, hit the right note, and watch me and my hand waving, all so we can play together and listen together. That's the task that we have before us, as elementary as it may seem. Okay, what's our next tune? Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. We have Mr. Antonio Anaya, Benicio Rodriguez, Connor Glynn, Olivia Cunningham, Sam Stiltner, and Zane Bass playing this tune. You'll find after they stand up that they are in different places in the ensemble. Even though they are far away, they still have to watch me to make sure they are together. Okay? Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star. You want me to say your names again? It's the same people we did in rehearsal. Oh yeah, okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Beethoven's Ninth Symphony. He wrote it at the end of his life. He was losing his hearing. So the melodies of all of his later music is very, very elementary because he had to know exactly how it was going to sound on the paper. Ode to Joy. Stop. Open your mouth. Classrooms. There's some with less students in them that are able to get more instruction. There's some with more students in them, and I find that they take time to go home and work on some things. So students that learned an extra note without needing to really begged me to play some extra tunes. So we've got 2 group ensembles for you. By Lauren Delano, and 3 students I affectionately refer to as Evie, Finney, and Riles. Okay, all you want to do, I'll catch you up, right? Okay, listen to each other now, you're far away. It is long, it has higher notes, it has rhythms I did not teach, and so they had to go and do a little bit of discovery. I had a lot of high scrutiny for them if they played this one. This is Lauren Delano and Everly DeGiorgio. These students go to different schools. They have met for about 20 seconds when they played this last Friday, but we're all working on the same things as far as the right notes, the right rhythms, playing in time, etc. Right? I'll count you up and you go. This one. 1, 2, 3. One last group tune, Jingle Bells, oldie but a goodie. It is the oldest secular tune involving any kind of Christmas thing. That's not a sacred song. So, here we go. Jingle bells. 1, 2, That concludes the beginner part of our program. Really happy with them. It's very difficult to start learning an instrument, so in 9 weeks they've come really, really far, and I think we've done great for our first concert. They have a big range on them. Most of them are second or third year students. We don't have any fourth year students, so I don't know what happened in that year, and we've got one fifth year student. So the bands, the full band between the two of them is very, very young. I know with these students, there's one school that's had 3 directors in 1 year. They had 3 directors in 2 years. There's one school where I'm the 4th one in 3 years. So it's a lot of turnover, and most of the students have reflected on the idea there that the bands are getting smaller. So I want to stick around, try to build up a program. This is a great start for a program. And so without further ado, let's begin. We've got 2 tunes for you tonight. The first one's Bells, Bells, Bells. It's a combination of the Ukrainian Carol of the Bells and Jingle Bells. Our second tune is Welcome Christmas. I just liked how it sounded. They let me know it was from How the Grinch Stole Christmas. I didn't actually know that, so they let me know. I learned it later. All right. varied because our classes are so different. I put 7 different tunes in front of them after we did our warm-ups for about 3 weeks. During these 7 tunes, depending on the school, it was to build range, build tone, rhythms, different notes, all the things we had to do to catch up every kid to the kid that's farthest ahead. So what I've been doing in class is working with all the students on the student that is the least experienced. Then I put this really hard concert music in front of them, and after, when we start back up, we'll all be caught up to where the harder music is so we can all grow together. With that being said, another thing I wanted to make sure you knew. These kids rehearse these parts entirely separately and have only met once. So you'll have one class with only clarinets and flutes and nobody else, or you'll have just flutes and trumpets and maybe some percussionists, nobody else. So they're doing what a lot of professional musicians, much older than them, usually do, which is rehearsing alone or in separate groups and then putting it all together. That being said, thank you for coming to our concert. We got one more tune and then we're gonna get you home.